Hello and welcome back to another FIFA 22 player review. Today's player review is the new Winter Wildcard Embolo, so let's get into it. On the screen right now you can see the team that I used for this Embolo review. It's my classic 4-2-4 as it's my favourite formation. Embolo upper right striker, trapped in by Nkunku, Baku and Zakaria. So with that being said, let's look at the stats after my rivals games. As you can see on the screen, I played 5 games, all in the elite division, scored 11, 1 assist, so let's not mess about and move straight into the gameplay. Okay, so into the gameplay section for Embolo. Now, the thing is, I want to say straight off the back, I am in the elite division, because I had a couple people questioning me on my Van Hinkel review of whether I was in Div 1, because I was at the time, because people were like, the opponents were so bad. Honestly, that's nothing I can do. If the opponents are bad, there is genuinely nothing I can do about that. So with that being said, we'll now talk about Embolo. You'll see through these clips, this was his assist. I left the clip in before because I thought that was his assist, but that was his actual assist because it was from kickoff. You can see here, I haven't boosted his agility and balance, but he actually seems to be very agile on the ball. Nice little finesse on his weaker left foot. And actually this game, I know what happened. After this goal, I literally just stopped because he was just not moving. I could have stat padded him, but I thought 3 goals was already enough. Into the next game we go. And one thing I actually noticed from watching my own gameplay back, I do counter-attack a hell of a lot of people. And it's quite funny because I complain about being counter-attacked, but actually this is literally majority of how I play FIFA. As you can see here, scored a hat-trick in about 10 minutes, and I believe he quit straight after that. As you can see, he got a hat-trick. Now this game's an interesting one because you'll see the scoreline a little bit further on, because it was 1-0 and I did equalise with another chip from Embolo, and I did celebrate it because he was just being a bit toxic. Now you can see in the top left hand corner it was 4-1 in the 74th minute, and in the next 10 in-game minutes I scored a hat-trick with Embolo. I mean, that is just an absolutely shocking goal. If I conceded that, I definitely would not be happy. This one as well, absolutely awful, but that's nothing I can do because that's just how the game is made. But it's what happens after this goal. I've left this clip in because I'm just saying now, if you play FIFA, please do not do what this guy did. If you're about to lose in the 90th minute, do not just turn off your console, because it's just being so toxic and the game is already as bad as it is. So please don't do it. This is the final goal, finishing off with another chip, so I'll be back with the pros and cons in a second. Now that you've seen the gameplay, what chem styles do I recommend using for this Embolo? Now I think there's 3 that you can use: the Hawk, the Finisher and the Marksman. My personal preference is the Marksman because it boosts dribbling, shooting and physical, and as you can see in the background, it makes him a 93 rated striker. And now into the pros and cons of this Embolo card, and we're starting off with the pros. So the pros of this Embolo card: first of all, very good pace, 92 pace. Sometimes he did feel just a little bit slow. His shooting was incredible, I can't lie. Definitely great finisher of the ball. Surprisingly agile actually, because I didn't boost his agility and balance, which would be boosted if you use the finisher chem style, but I actually found his agility and balance to be perfectly fine when I had the marksman on him. He's also incredibly strong on the ball. Obviously the marksman pushes him up to 99 strength, and you can really tell he does have 99 strength. Then also his 4-star weak foot, very good. You saw in the gameplay he did score quite a few goals on his left. And then his work rates, high medium work rates. On his inform it's actually the other way round. So on the wild card they flipped it, so he's actually more of an attacker, and he was in the box majority of the time. So now on to the cons of Embolo. Now on to the cons of this Embolo card. The first is his 3-star skill moves. Now this doesn't apply to me, but is more a general application to the majority of FIFA players, because I know a lot of people do use skill moves. The second con is his aerial ability. For someone who's 6'2", has 90 jumping with the marksman and 83 heading accuracy, he really didn't win a lot in the air. And even from corners, he's someone that actually stands on the edge of the box. And the final con is a con I never thought I would actually ever have to bring up. He has the injury prone trait, and for some reason this card, out of the 5 games, after 3 of the games I actually had to apply an injury or healing card because he got injured within the game. It's the first time I've ever actually had to include this, because he just gets injured, and it's completely wild considering we're on a fantasy game mode essentially. So do I recommend picking up this Winter Wildcard Embolo? Yes, I definitely do recommend picking up this Wildcard Embolo. He's incredibly cheap. He bounces between 18 and 22k. He can be easily linked. There's the Rule Breaker Zakaria and the Wildcard Sal. In SBCs he still will be there. And in terms of gameplay, I think he'll be usable until team of the season, especially if you run a Bundesliga team, because for me he's definitely the best striker in the league. And even if you don't use him as a starter, I definitely think he would be a great super sub for your team. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, drop a like, comment down below if you're going to be picking up this Winter Wildcard Embolo, and if you're new around here, do consider subscribing. But for now, I'll see you in the next one.